Hello, and welcome to Practical Intuition with Kay, the show where we are always working to help you do what you would like to do and not what somebody else necessarily thinks or says you ought to do. I am Kay. I'm really glad you're here with me today. In fact, I'm excited. I've got this just sort of an update show, I guess, today. And I do want to, first of all, the first thing I want to say is I decided to call the show "It's Been Fun While It Lasted." And there are reasons for that, and I will get to them. But what it does not mean is that the show is ending or that anything's happened to me. So I really wanted you to know that, first of all. But yeah, there's a real meaning behind it for me, and I wanted to kind of bring you into that. So, but first, before we get there, I am really, really, really excited because I am the guest expert on Janine Halloran's wonderful community hub uh, recording call coming up this week. So if you're listening in real time on Wednesday, the 24th of April at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, I'm going to be the guest expert in Janine's community. And oh gosh, does this mean a lot? You know Janine Halloran if you've been here for more than a couple years. She's been on the show several times. She is an expert in coping skills. She's like a nationally recognized speaker and author. She's got a couple of best-selling books that have to do with fostering coping skills. And in fact, one of them is called Coping Skills for Teens. And she asked me to review that book just before COVID hit. So I took it with me to Colorado in March of 2020. And it was so incredibly helpful as I was helping my teens come through the pandemic, as I was supporting them. And she's been on the show a lot to talk about a variety of things, all of which come down to um, seeing people for who they really are and helping people feel really good inside. And Janine always makes me feel that way. She's a very dear friend. She's one of the only people I saw in person actually in COVID because we live pretty close and we could like be outside and meet together. And oh, that was so lovely. One of the only people really outside of my immediate family that I saw for like whatever 2 years or something. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. So anyway, here's what Janine says about our call that we're going to have on Wednesday that you are invited to. I'll put the link in the show notes. Uh, she writes, the Coping Skills Community Hub is excited to present the guest speaker series featuring Kay Locke Culp. Join us online Wednesday, April 24th, 2024 at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for an engaging and informative event. This month, I'm speaking with Kay Locke Culp. Kay is a well-being and high-performance coach, an artist and adventurer, and a good listener. She's also a podcaster and a writer. Her second book, Waking Up, is coming out in April 2024. It's about her identity shift from a helicopter parent, living for everybody else, to becoming her whole, strong, unapologetic, and true self. During the webinar, we'll discuss our well-being and how much more supportive we are for others when we are in a place of well-being ourselves. This is not easy to accomplish as people raising children, so we'll talk about what that could look like in our complex modern lives. There will be time for a Q&A at the end. Join us live so you can ask Kay your questions. And yeah, the tickets are through Eventbrite, and I will share the link to Janine's Eventbrite in the show notes so you can see it. I'm so excited. So my book is about um I've tried recording already today, so if I've said this in this in this actual recording that's going to go out to you, forgive me. I don't think I have. But anyway, the book is called Waking Up, and it is about how I grew to love my body and myself while solo hiking across northern England. And um it hits some real lows and it hits some real highs and the lows are how I learned to be able to be open to the possibility of the highs. Yeah, it's been really, really fun to write. It is coming out in May. And the other really exciting thing is I'm going to be recording in May. I'm going to be recording this book in audio. And so there will be hopefully, I mean, I don't know how long this is going to take to record and master and get out to you all, but I'm really excited because there will be an audiobook, maybe June, hopefully June that's what I'll say. Hopefully the audiobook will be out in June and available for you. And it is about like how I learned to be okay in myself and take like honor my own well-being first. And like so today this morning is a really good example um of how this shows up for me in daily life. So I will talk about some of the things that have been going on in my life soon. There's been some stuff going on with some of the loved ones in my life. And um so that kind of I feel like it adds a bit of a layer to the feelings that I could be feeling that would maybe stop me or used to stop me from the well-being first, right? And so this morning I woke up um, and I was presented with all the choices that were presented with in the morning, and I chose to trust that like there would be time later in the day for kitchen cleaning or dishwasher emptying or I don't know, like laundry doings, the stuff that um, I used to go to first, and then I sort of never ended up getting to the well-being. Right. And so today, I got myself out for a walk. In fact, I discovered a new place to walk, which I'm so excited about. And while I was on my walk, I was able to welcome some of the big feelings that I've been feeling be okay with them in my body because I've discovered for myself that the way to be to for me to really be well is to not to like run away from the experiences or from the feelings about what I'm experiencing, but instead to be able to what I think of as sit with those feelings. In fact, Catherine Nicolai of the wonderful First This podcast, she sometimes calls them crunchy feelings. And that's definitely some of what's been going on in my life. And so I was able to walk and I was able to paint and I was able to just be by myself in the world and hear the birds and be present and um, feel okay. Like, and so when I got home and I was making my breakfast and I was, well, sort of brunch, I suppose, um, like I could take care of some of those things that I hadn't taken care of prior, like because I was feeling well now. And yeah, and then I get to be a call with you, having an interview or a conversation with you. And I couldn't have done this in the morning because I wasn't in the right mindset or headspace. And so that's the other thing that a walk especially really does for me. Also painting, also coaching, if I'm being honest, the times in my life where I'm really in flow um, are wonderful. So anyway, the reason I bring all that up is because it was in the training and then the crossing of England that I learned to even become aware of like why I would want to put the well-being first. Like I didn't have a level of awareness about myself and what was going on inside that I do now. And it's just I did it in a really interesting way. So the book is written in a kind of stream of consciousness. There's some that maybe would feel like poetry. I share the tools that have been essential for my own journey, like the mechanisms that have allowed me to be, okay inside. And when big things are happening in our lives, it's really good to have a practice to return to that we've been actually practicing um, that when things start hitting the fan, you can be okay. And that's what I've learned anyway. That's been my learning. And so, yeah, so I'm going to be on Janine's show this week on Wednesday, and you can ask questions. If you're there live, you can ask questions. It would be so much fun just to be in the room with you. You know what I mean? To have you in that room as well. And I'm looking forward to that and hope to see you there. Yeah, I'm excited for that. So, and then so it's funny because I can't, there's some of it that I won't be able to share about, but there's a person in my life who is, I would say experiencing some challenges with health. And it's been, I don't know, just being along on this journey, like on the journey of life, there's been some real learning here for me. I've been incredibly inspired by them and how they are approaching it all and, the people who are caring for them. I mean, I think yeah, I can't really say more than that, but it's been amazing to watch the people who are caring for this person then uh, figure out how to be okay within themselves. And there's like layers and layers of this, right? We do a lot better for others if we're feeling okay. And so that's been a real challenge now for many months. And I think I've been able to do some processing about it all. And this is why, like, I've been able to be okay about it and accepting of what is, and open to the enjoyment of when I do get to spend time with this person. And um, because of these things that I've kind of learned for myself along the way. And then on Friday, someone shared something that really threw me, I think, and that I really wanted to kind of talk a little bit about today. Um, so she has shared that we have done some work together. So this is someone that I had the privilege of coaching for a little while, and not only that, but of being just connected and in the same universe. She was a global coach community person for quite a while, and so we spent time together in that capacity, just as colleagues, like, and friends, every week for quite a long time, maybe a year, maybe 18 months. And like the universe just, I don't know, connected us, and it felt really right. And then um late last year, she began having some pretty major health challenges. Her name's Kirsten. Hello, Kirsten. If you're listening. And y- you know, her life took a real turn. She became really sick with cancer. And just Friday, in LinkedIn of all places, she posted something that uh, was an absolutely beautiful. It was her last ever post, and it was just really, really beautiful. And I wanted to share some of it with you today and highlight one particular thing that has had me thinking a lot. And and my my computer or my tablet decided to bump me from the post that I was looking at. So let me go back to that. There we go. Okay, so Kirsten writes, this post is saying goodbye to you wonderful people out there. Uh, the fact that my inbox and notifications are jamming up are a testimonial to building relationships and networks with people who really care and who value the people in their networks. No matter what the algorithm does or does not do, you as a human being can build your community. You can build processes that work for you, and you can be there for those in your network, no matter what all self proclaimed LinkedIn gurus say. Always remember that this is social media. It is you and the people in the network who make it social. And if you have experienced the power of small organization or network to drive radical change, then you also understand that you can nurture your audience with the carefully created and curated content that has an impact. Stop chasing numbers, start focusing on deep connections. With a bit of process and system knowledge, all you want will follow, she writes. Then she writes, I love you all. If I don't post anymore, then that's about it, 3 to 4 weeks max. Uh, it was fun while it lasted. And then she shares a couple of pictures, and she shares about who the people are in those pictures. And I'm just, ooh, this is really a special post. So Kirsten's work has always been about connecting people, and helping people use their own ingenuity and creativity um, to to create community around themselves and to be happy and be helpful in those communities. And I just think it's so true to her that that's what she writes about in the very last post she's ever going to write. And the fact that she sort of highlights social media as just that, social, and she says, like, you can do this. It doesn't matter what. I think so often we get derailed by like best practices, or we'll hear somebody say, well, you can't do it that way. You have to do it this way. And it will really mess with us. And I just find it so incredibly inspiring, having known Kirsten all this time, that's how she's really built her life and her business. And, this has been messy and not what she would want, of course. And yet she can still unironically say it was fun while it lasted. Like, So there's so much here that I really wanted to highlight, which is just this beautiful, I wanted to bring this beautiful person to you. And I wanted to read you her message, the last thing that she wants the world to know, right? Um, and so now she's spending these, the last parts of her life with her really closest loved ones. And boy, that it's just such a great example, and it's so inspiring that that's what she wanted to share. And it really got me curious about, like, what would you share if you had just a few weeks left and you knew that after that, you were going to be getting in a spaceship and going to some other dimension. What would you share? What would you share? I'd love to hear. klockculp.com/contact. Um, please tell me, what would you share if you had just a few weeks left? I've been reflecting for myself on what I would share, and I think that it's some version of this, which is, um, you know, everyone in your life who loves you wants you to be well. And it's so easy for us inside to forget that and to try and do everything for other people, but they want you to be well. And when you are well, you can do so much more for the people in your life because you're not using your energy to try and make things happen for them that they maybe don't want for themselves or that aren't best for them, right? What you're doing is you're showing up with your full heart and soul because you feel great. and and they take inspiration from that and they love you. and um and they love that you're along for the ride, right? It's I think that's really it. I think it's that simple. Like, being good inside is not just helpful for us, it's helpful for everybody. Like, and it's a great place to create from, and it's a great place to love who we love from, because there's no agenda. There's no, like, we just are along for the ride. We're just cheering them on. We're not worrying about them. We're not uh, having extra anxiety about those around us. We're cheering for them, and they're, as we know that they're cheering for us too. And if they're not cheering for us, we can let it go. We can know that it's about them and what's going on inside them, and not to do with us, right? So I think that's, like, taking care of ourselves first is a great place to take care of others from. So I would wish you, and I do wish you, I hope I have a lot more than 3 to 4 weeks to live. Um, but if this was it, if this was the only message that I could share, it would be, well, first of all, it would be thank you for your support and your love and your kindness and your attention. It really, I mean, again, I hope and intend that it will continue to be a really fun ride, but my gosh, this has been fun while it's lasting. It is fun while it's lasting. And feeling the peace inside and feeling the enjoyment of this connection, and with you, and inside with the universe, which is kind of how I think about it, like, is amazing, amazing. And I know that when I feel well like this, that's helpful for others too. So that's what I want for you. Those are my last words, if I were to have last words, I think. And just extending out so much love and gratitude to you for being here with me. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. I did want to make a quick update. I do intend to, in April at some point, share out a wonderful conversation that I had with my friend and colleague named Tom Maddox, who's just a wonderful, wonderful creator, and um, somebody who's really very gentle and very caring, and tells it like it is, and from that place, and it's really cool. So that'll be coming out, I hope, before the end of April. I will say that I've had to curtail some of the things that I usually do because I've been wrapping up the draft of this book and there's been a lot of hand usage and I don't have my wrist braces on today, but I've been wearing them a lot as I've been trying to um like not at 100% of the book creation has been able to be hands free. So maybe 20% of it has been hands, and that's been enough to kind of cause me to really bring my mind to caring for them. So yes, and that what that's meant is that I haven't been able to be sharing with you and saying hello with you as frequently as I would like to, but my hope is that you're okay about that, and thank you for the grace to be able to do this when I can. And I'm looking forward to bringing you lots more fun stuff, fun conversations, insightful stuff, and sharing my love out to you and experiencing the wonderful return of that. So thank you very much. I would really be very curious what you would have to say that you would say if you only had a few weeks to live. That would, you can go to KAYLOCKKOLP.com, KLockCope.com/contact is how you can get in touch with me. I'll put the recording I'll put that link, in the show notes. And I'm just wishing you well. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I do have some big feelings, and I am glad that you're here to kind of share them with me, and I feel that love. So thank you. And I have a huge thank you, as always, to our producer, the man who today has been, well, I guess over the weekend really has been out in the world experiencing life. And because he is not just our producer, he is also the 26-time winner of the Husband of the Year Award, Benjamin Cole. Thank you, Ben, for being along on this ride with me and for all the work that you do and have done in terms of making the audio great for this show. I'm having fun being a sort of like assistant producer, but you're still the big guy. So lots of love to you. And again, to you for listening. Thank you. Lots of love to you. We will see you next time. Bye.